So that.
All right, we can
All right,
get
ready?
started. We're 5 o'clock.
Hey. Call to order for our May 21st Parks and Recreation Board meeting. First item is public input, if we have anybody, or anybody wants to volunteer.
No one's here and
No one's here.
no emails or anything sent today.
Okay. Great. Next is our administrative meeting matters, approval of board minutes from April 16th, 2024. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All approved.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, motion to approve. Next item is our vouchers. First, we have voucher 24-5A. Hope everybody had a chance to look at it. Looking all in.
Yeah,
Motion to approve 24-5A.
I'll motion to approve 24-5A.
Second,
Second, Smith.
thank you. Any nays?
I'm good. You know, just kidding.
All right. The yeas have it. We approve, voucher 24-5A. Next is voucher 24-5B.
Everything looked normal to me.
You guys can approve.
I don't think we have.
I was gonna say, it's typical just to
You want-
motion to approve vouchers from A through D. But.
And we can.
You can do that.
We can motion to approve 24-5B through 24-5D.
So
Motion to approve 24-5B through 24-5B.
Anyone second?
Smith, second.
All right, any nays? The yeas have it.
it's okay with.
Motion to approve.
I'm worried about it. I'm gonna type it. It's how I can't move the bar. It's gonna have to.
There's not a lot
Next we have Mr. Hicks with the May board report.
Yeah, I'm gonna highlight a few things happening within the department. Community Estates Park, we met with the developer in regards to that site plan. We had SEH complete a grading plan for that area. We've shared that with them. We went over a few things with some of the town staff and they seem to be, willing to get that work done. So hopefully you'll see some earth moved out there soon to get the drainage to work, especially where the sidewalk comes in and it meets the backyards of the homes on the west side of that property. So that's moving along. Parking definitely always continuing. Over 8,000 people or 8,200, I think, as of today, over already enrolled for the system. That's going a lot smoother this year than it has in the past. So that's definitely a plus for us. There's still a few people who, believe it or not, are uninformed about the whole system, and we educate them on as they come in and try to get everybody registered from that perspective. Gas line out at the new pro shop, we've finally got a approval May 1st from IDEM, which is something we actually put in last June. So it almost took a year to get the approval letter to say, hey, we're doing this project. We shared that with NIPSCO. They still had some concerns, but we're able to, we found a resolution, which is basically we're going to intercept the gas line running to the existing building, to the existing clubhouse, and at that location, that will be where the meter's at. And then the rest of the line will be owned by the town. So if there was a leak ever on that part of it, town's responsibility, not call up NIPSCO and say, hey, you got an issue with your line. Kind of similar to the way that your water main would go down your street and you're responsible for it on your property. So we're able to do that. Unfortunately, also, I put an item on the agenda. I was hoping to have the change order in line with that through. It didn't come through, so we won't have that. And very likely we may be seeking a special meeting here in the next couple of weeks. Once that comes in, I'll let you know as that comes about. The reason that I would ask for it to be a special meeting, we don't want to wait all the way till June 18th. They're moving along. I'm going to give you a few highlights on the building here coming up, but they really, that's underground work and that's the stuff that they want to get done early on in construction. So we wanted to try and get that done, but they haven't gotten all their sub prices to get it to the general contractor to put the change order together and get it through to present it to us yet. So, but that's where we're at with the gas line. That was a big step forward to continue on our construction schedule that we have out there. The master plan, HWC Engineering did send a final draft to me today. I forwarded an email to you today. Hopefully you got to see it. If not, it has the PDF of the master plan draft as of today's date, along with the appendix. We're gonna put that up on the town's website tomorrow. There is a public meeting for that, another public input session, a week from today at the same time. So a week, May 28th at 5 o'clock here in the main meeting room. You're all welcome to attend. You don't have to. If you can't make it, that's fine. If you do have feedback though, I'd ask you to email Catherine prior to the end of the month so she can start compiling everything and get us a finished version. The intent is to bring a finished plan to you at your June 18th park board meeting for consideration for adoption. So that's where we're at with our master plan. Yesterday started our intern on the recreation side. Her name is Faith Coons. You'll see her at some point throughout the summer, I think, at one or two of our meetings possibly. The Munster pool training is taking place this week. We're geared up to have the pool open this coming Saturday, pending good weather. So hopefully we'll be ready to go out there. The maintenance side of things, they're continuing to get everything updated on the pool. So I think we're all just kind of crossing the T's and dotting the I's to get ready for the opening day. Summer camp training was taking place today with our recreation staff. Our spring soccer program wrapped up last Saturday with over 460 players. Another really nice successful season for the spring soccer program for us. And you're going to see a special report next month, but I would just, as a highlight, the car show and Cash for Clutter with both big events that both sold out in advance of the event. So well attended, back-to-back weekends out of the pool parking lot. So over 200 cars, I think it was total in the car show. So another successful year for that. In the park maintenance side of things, our 5 staff members, we have a 5-person crew. That's really our mowing crew that they're keeping up with everything on our mowing schedule, despite all the wet weather that we've had. Grass in typical spring where grass is growing like crazy. So, pool preparations, as I mentioned, are ongoing. Munster Glass, we did the work. They actually got to it sooner. They replaced all the windows and doors at the social center. We originally had thought we had blocked out a week actually after Labor Day, which is usually a slow time of year for us at the social center. The windows came in a lot sooner, so we were able to get them in. They've been doing them typically on Fridays and getting them ready for the weekend. We've been trying to follow behind them and do the trim work, but that's all been wrapped up now. So we have new windows. We just have to wrap up or we're going to order new blinds, vertical blinds in there for the windows. It'll be a little bit nicer, cleaner look. And
If I might comment, they look very nice.
Yeah.
We really do, and the trim's coming along, just staying and finish it.
Yep.
It adds a lot.
Yeah, so it's a nice update to that building as we've continued to make some other updates. So scoreboard out at softball field A was repaired. We had an issue. The school started their season and they shared that with us that the scoreboard wasn't working. Took some time. We had to go through Daktronics, the electronic manufacturer, to get a new board for it, but they finally sent it to us and we got that installed as quickly as we could. Irrigation systems out at Centennial are ongoing as we're starting to fire that system up. The typical springtime where we've added stone on the stairs, the fitness stairs going up the hill, those get worn out and it gets kicked away. Landscape bricks around the stage area, those tops, those covers, the glue comes loose. We're always constantly battling that one with re-gluing, replacing those stone caps on those walls. On the stage itself, we filled the expansion joint with some sand and re-caulked it. It's been done multiple times. Unfortunately, it's probably something that's going to continue for the foreseeable future until major improvements are made to it if we choose to go that direction. On the golf side of things, all their leagues have started for the spring. They're fully staffed and running with their maintenance and the operations at the golf course itself. And then on the concession side, they've been open. They opened and we're getting ready for the pool season here to open the concession stand. So that's all happening. I think I mentioned it last month that Babe Ruth is going to take over the Babe Ruth concession stand. They worked that out between the two of them. Centennial Park Golf will take it through about July 1st, so their spring season. Then Babe Ruth typically has a tournament that they run concessions for as part of our agreement. And then at that point, they can just take it over and run it for their fall ball, which after July, if you guys know, Little League, the baseball season, that's in the All-Stars. Basically, their spring season's over already, right? So, and then we'll see how it goes for the rest of the year. So, that's something that we wanted to make word and see. Hopefully they'll be able to fulfill it. We'll see if they
Yeah,
fail or not, but they
Did it
seem to be very active and very desirous of operating the stand themselves.
Mark, what's the, like, their success gonna be based on or lack thereof? Like, what are we basing it on?
I mean, I think the way that I would look at it is if they're happy to and have the staff or people to run it. Because I think that's the biggest challenge. Mike brought that up the last couple of meetings. That's the issue. And I think that's why, as a town, we stepped up and took it. You guys probably know more than anybody than I do. But my assumption is the leagues got tired of doing it themselves. They didn't get the volunteerism or parent involvement to, staff them each and every day, or didn't have that person who says, I'm the one ordering and take care of everything. If they're willing to do it, more power to them, let them go for it. And I think Babe Ruth's a little bit easier to do because they're standalone and they're just by them. Versus triple play is a shared one because that,
Right,
who gets it then?
right.
Softball, baseball. I think that's one we would like to keep on. But it's
I guess
kind of a test model for us right now.
okay, so my question though is like, at some point then you'll have a conversation with them to say it went well, it didn't well, if you receive complaints? I mean, like, what, is that?
Sure, yeah, we'll touch base with them at the end of the year as we do, because we'll want to know, are they still willing to do it, for next year? So we'll have that conversation as we get in, as we wrap up and wind down this, this fall, as we wind down this current season. And if they come back and say, oh my gosh, you're right, we bit off way more than we chewed, we have nothing, won't want to do with it, okay, we'll take it back. Our current agreement with the Centennial Park Golf goes through the end of 2025, so there would be one more year before.
I was just gonna say, so we have another year agreement with them, so we have to have
Something for next year.
something
What's
signed
that?
off on by
Yes.
them as well.
Yes.
You mentioned
that
last
gives-
week about revising the agreement for the situation with Babe Ruth. Do we have to do that, or are we just
I
kind of?
think we're fine.
Okay.
Centennial Park Golf was willing to give it up.
Okay.
This wasn't something that I mandated or you mandated. They in their.
So this is
one-
not a money maker for
Yeah.
them. I mean, probably me and Mr. Nellens are probably the last ones around when that was implemented. And when we contracted through at the time, it was Billy Casper, we asked them to take it because Dan Repay was in, Babe Ruth, I was Little League, and, there was somebody from softball. Nobody would do it.
Yeah.
So at the time, Billy Casper Golf had agreed to take it, but it's not a moneymaker.
Yeah.
But on the years where there was big tournaments, it was a moneymaker, so it depended on the year.
Yes, it did, and there were. When I was involved with it, I mean, we would make like $20,000 a year.
You
Okay.
could, but we didn't want to take it either, though.
But people didn't, well, we had managers that would take it. And then there was also cases where there were families that took it, but then they were eating off the concession stand, so then profits disappeared.
That was, well.
And we,
Never mind.
and specifically for Babe Ruth, when that agreement was made for that one, we gave them the opportunity to run tournaments. So the big moneymaker was back in their, it really wasn't
In
in
ours.
Centennial Park Golf scene,
Yeah.
So, because they were kind of like, well, wait a minute, the biggest weekend of the year, we don't get to be here and sell. But again, I mean, that's also helping those leagues. They bring in the revenue, hopefully they put it back into their fields, their complexes, the improvements that they'll do, so.
My only concern was that
Yes.
you have, what you're looking for to deem it a success or not.
We'll look at it. I mean, we'll continue to take input, if you guys have experiences out there, by all means, share it with us. I mean, I was planning
I will
on
say
my
that-
own secret shopper experience this year, out there, a few times and just see what.
It is an ebbs and flows sort of situation there, because as you could probably attest to, when your kids or daughters are in softball, I'm sure you could get 10 families to work that. So fast forward 2 years and you're no longer involved, that is not the case. And we are in the position of having to now stand that.
Yeah.
So that was the decision that we had to make, is that do we let, 2-3 years go and yes, they do it. And now in 2-3 years, Babe Ruth is gonna be like, we don't wanna do this.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
No, I understand.
I agree.
It's the cycle of board members changes, that's.
It's May 21st, 2024.
Mark your word in the
Mark
minute.
my words, 2 years.
Scott, who's here, the organic, who's the current president, he's a newer one to that board.
Right.
He's coming in with lots of energy and he's doing it.
Always
Give
give,
a little bit of time and then they.
And they're done that.
Yeah, they
they
don't wanna
slow
do
down,
it.
so.
and I applaud that. It's fantastic. If only you could keep that energy.
Yes.
It would be Wonderful.
So then the only other thing, I don't have it in the written packet, my update for the golf building as far as construction goes, roof shingles have started to be placed on the pro shop. I think they're done on the pro shop now, and they'll be moving over to the park storage barn building. Soffit work is beginning, interior drywall's done in the pro shop, the interior electrical work continues at the pro shop building. The windows have been started to be installed, doors have been installed, insulation on the pro shop is done, the new water hydrant, the fire department required, that was just put in this last week. So if you go out there, you will see a saw cut, they saw cut through the parking lot to get to that, so that's something that's there, they refilled it with stone for right now. The dumpster enclosure masonry work is done, the masonry work on on all the buildings is just about complete now, so. So they continue to work and we're seeing some nice progress out there. I think something that's unique that I'll tell you, is if you do go out there and look at it closely, look at the shingles, they're very interesting, it's a neat, they're actually plastic.
Really?
So very thick plastic, but it's what was on our building. It's a very interesting, to look at it. It looks like a stone type of,
Yeah,
look to it from a distance, but if you go real close, I don't know if you've got one to touch one, but yeah, very interesting. Just a side note for you to think about. But that's it for my report. Unless you have any questions?
Just one question, and it's really regarding events and stuff, and, is it possible to take some of the upcoming events that we have on the website? On the Parks Department page, we have the upcoming events. So I have no doubt that's probably going to put it in a calendar format of some sort. Is it possible to update that into a calendar sort of view on, because a lot of people have been asking me about concerts, because I mentioned the sound system was being redone and look at all these great things. And now there's questions about, well, what are the next concerts coming up? So the question came up several times about, is it possible just to change that upcoming events to a calendar layout rather than just decide?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I'll look and I'll talk to.
Might be just a matter of formatting the layout, you don't have a few websites by time, so.
Yeah, we'll definitely look at that. I mean, we do have, I was on the WJOB radio show with the town with Dave this morning and with our recreation supervisors and mentioned, we have almost 20 concerts this year between everything.
It would be great to see that at a glance, like,
Six or
oh, I
seven.
want to go to this one on Thursday.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see.
but just like when you go to a baseball website, you can call it the schedule, it doesn't.
Yeah,
like,
you want to see the
You
calendar.
want to see it.
The
We
calendar.
want to see the calendar.
Yes.
People, I think people want to see the calendar.
Yeah.
What's on the.
We might be restricted on, I'm not sure on our website itself, what the capabilities of it are. I know personally, I would love to see us as a town update that website, because I think it could do a lot more. A little dated, but, yeah, we'll look into it and see.
Yeah, there's a MySpace page on there still.
If nothing else, even honestly, even posting a paper version of it as a PDF, then you can look at a one,
That would even, I think as a Band-Aid, it would be
Yeah.
like, you know,
something.
seem-
That might be one we can actually also post that on our Facebook page, because that might be a way too, to let people screenshot it and then they got it with them. Oh, yeah, tonight there's a concert, tonight there's a concert. Things like that, so. Yeah, we'll get.
just something to get, you know, participation and get some hype up for those things, it can be fun. That was it, thank you.
Next we have Mr. Nolan from the town council. Do you have anything to report?
I would say at this point, things are just moving along. There's no big change. I did walk through the clubhouse with Wendy and Bill Hassey, just to take a look at some things, and maybe something might come of it, maybe not. So at this point, I would say we're going to ask the hold as far as the demolition, and we weren't going to move ahead with that until we had the electric and the gas and all that taken care of. So something may come of it, something may not come of it. I mean, personally, I'd like to see it stay, but it needs to be safe to have people in there.
Right.
And can't have the floors like this and all that, so. Otherwise, comments we hear are with Public Works and very, very few comments with Parks. And again, I really appreciated Mark and the staff being there. It's a nice group. And we actually had 5 with the intern at the end of the program. It filled the whole screen and it was very nice. They have so much going on, it's always good to have them out there presenting and speaking, so. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Thank you. We have a vehicle purchase update.
Yeah, so this is, unfortunately, one of these where the dealer came back and said, hey, we ordered some trucks earlier this year from Paul Herring Ford. We ordered, 2 of them from them. And, they came back with the upfitting, so the additional truck stuff that is not directly from them, that they send it to a sub and they do the equipment on the truck and come back. And there's an additional $1,032.39 that they're passing along to us. In past years, some other dealers have just absorbed that cost. Would have been nice for them to do that. Lindco Equipment Sales is that other company. They only hold their prices for 30 days. So that's what was quoted back in December. When they actually got the truck in and sent it to them and said it's gonna be this additional cost. So, with the additional cost, the proposal would still have been the lowest quote out of all the prices that we did get. It still is below what we had budgeted in the 2023 GO bond for these vehicles. So I think that those are both important factors to, just announce. But we are recommending, we would love to say cancel the order, but it is a relatively small amount. We have the funding for it, so, and we want to get the trucks in. So we are recommending the approval of the purchase of these vehicles with these updated fees. For truck 142 at the figure of $35,936.50. And for truck number 144 at a price of $51,976.89, which is a total add of $1,032.39 over what you previously approved. So, and these would be paid from the 2023 GO budget, pending your approval.
And if I could make a comment, what we're seeing in Public Works is that one, trucks aren't coming. They had one truck on order, I think, for 2 years longer. And of course, we're keeping the truck that we were trading in. So then they reduced the trade-in because we were using it. So we had to pay extra on that. And in some cases too, you'd like to say, just forget it, but they're hard to get. And there's sometimes the dealers are adding market adjustment on top of the sticker price. So just to let you know what we're seeing elsewhere in town with vehicles.
What was the delivery on? Do you remember?
It's soon because they got them in, they actually have them at the, they're sending them over to the upfitter. That's why
Okay.
that's why this pricing came through, the updated pricing. So
Okay.
these are more standard. These are just 3/4 ton pickup trucks. I think some of the ones that are really being delayed are much larger ones, but same thing though. I mean, I know that, I think we've all maybe experienced or heard other ones experience it and ordering any kind of vehicle. Yeah, there can be a hiccup, you know, I mean, almost get in line and wait for it and it comes in when it comes in type of thing. But knowing that they're already there, you know, you'd love to see the nice relationship where they would just absorb that cost at that smaller amount, but I get it. So for us to officially pay that, we have to have you as board approve that. So when those invoices come through, that we have that authority to pay it. So.
Okay. Motion to approve the vehicle purchase update? Anyone want to-
Oh, go ahead.
I will, go ahead, I motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
all approved?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And then Mark, did you have an update on the car storage project?
I don't, just the stuff that was part of my board report, and then that was, I put the other item on there as a change order, hoping that we would have it in here today. I was gonna push it in last minute, so we didn't have to have a special meeting potentially, but, we don't have it, so that one we'll just table that to our next meeting.
Okay,
Whatever that.
well, then motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Smith, second.
motion to adjourn, and we'll see everybody June 18th.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Sorry.
You got
Sorry.
it.
Get out of here.